It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. Cold bread, nigga, I been on some cold shit. I been trying to get money, stacks is emotion. Out the window, I'm loading up with a full clip. Bitch, I ain't none of them niggas you went to school with. I'm on a mission for the riches, my stock on. Them numbers going crazy like a syndrome, no stock on. My .com, buzz instead of tripping, we popped off. Niggas steady hating, they block warm, invested 8 penny, dog. I stay on point like a Pentagon. No religion, they treat me like a demigod. Started small at the bottom, now we living large. I been a boss, nigga, eating like it's Pentecost. I'm in my bag, I'm in my go, y'all. Walking out the bank, a nigga fresh, I need a photo. Talking distribution with the best, we up in Cobalt. I'm counting up the money with a time, ain't got no job, I'm classy. Young rich nigga on the way, yeah. I'm still hungry, hella chicken on the plate, yeah. I'm killing shit, I need to see with yellow tape. Got me weeding out the snakes, lift a nigga like some weights, Cold bread, nigga, I been on some cold shit. I been trying to get money, stacks is emotion. Out the window, I'm loading up with a full clip. Bitch, I ain't none of them niggas you went to school with. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there today. In this video, we're going to be talking about Maul, all right, from the Rory Mal Podcast, of course. And of course, there's been a lot of chatter that's been circulating around his name over the past year and some change. Of course, with the whole Kendrick and Drake beef, that's not going anywhere. I know some people wish it would go away. They wish that the conversation and discussion around all of this would go away. But I just want to remind y'all, people still talk about Jay-Z and Nas. People still debate about who won between Jay-Z and Nas. People still believe that Jay-Z, despite his friendship with Nas, is still finding ways to one-up him in the latter years of their careers and lives. So if we can talk about those things, point those things out, you can bet your ass that this subject ain't going nowhere no time soon either. So you either gonna be angry or find other ways to deal with whatever it is that bothers you, okay? So as it pertains to Maul, we're gonna be getting into his former co-host, former producer of the Rory Mal Podcast by the name of Julian. For those that have been keeping up with everything, Julian was recently fired from the Rory Mal Podcast, or let go, however you want to say it, because he may not have been physically fired. It might have just been a parting of ways. But it seems like Julian has been alluding to something a little bit stronger since the top of the year. He came out a few weeks ago basically saying that it's been real. I'll catch y'all on the other side. He ended up putting out some weird poem shortly after the relationship between him and those parties was over, to where he was kind of talking about in his poem of being like overlooked, not being properly used, or, you know, kind of being minimized, feeling like a small part of what was going on. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people took that as being aimed at Rory and Maul, specifically Maul, right? Because in the episodes that followed Julian's exit from the show, although they didn't talk much about the situation, Rory has pretty much been the only one that has been vocal about the situation. Maul has chosen not to at all. Rory, you know, gave him a send-off. It wasn't a proper send-off, but a send-off nonetheless, saying, you know, we appreciate the time that you put in up here, wishing you all the best. Damaris has kind of, you know, kept her friendship with Julian. She says she supports him and whatnot. But Maul was one of the only one really that chose not to delve into what was going on with him, didn't have much to say when they wished him well. And now we've got even more content coming out from Julian that basically draws back to what everybody was thinking, that the issue for him was in fact Maul. He even has a video out. He live streamed a few days ago after the Drake and Party Next Door album dropped, to where he went on a little bit of a tangent and was talking about how in his former endeavors he was around a fucking idiot that could not see past what their favorite was doing, even when presented with opinions and facts that countered their arguments. They just were basically blindly following this person. And everybody pretty much deduced he was talking about Maul, right? So let's go ahead and pull up Julian's little piece here.
Like, I didn't realize how exhausting it was talking to people or pretending to even give it what the people think, that are like so diehard and like refuse, like the blind ignorance, refuse to see any imperfections with the artist that they love. And I hope those people aren't like that in real life, because that's not healthy. It's really weird, especially when you have like a platform to speak and people listen to you religiously, especially when you have like other people around you, or like work with the same company, write for the same publication, or like literally in the same room as you, telling you otherwise and giving you like facts and opinions that directly counter everything you're saying and make sense. But you're so overly like enthralled with everything that the guy you love does that you can't even fathom questioning any move they make or doubting anything that they've ever done. And it's like, dude, why do I even want to? I can't even talk to you. Nothing I say is going to cut through to you. So I'm done, because you're a idiot. And if you want to believe everything you say is true, good for you, buddy. Hold on to that. You got that. You're a big boy. You're just a big little man.
So as y'all can see, he say you're a fucking idiot, right? You're a big little man. You can't see anything past your favorite artist. All of these things. Shout out to Danny from The Stop. He was the one who was able to snag that. He ran a story about it. And being that he did run a story about this situation, I guess once it started to get a little bit too much attention for Julian's comfort, he then decided to come out and say something in response, and where he tried to reel it back or tried to save face to basically say, well, I never said his name, so y'all are putting words in my mouth and all of this type of stuff. So now we've got a situation where homie could possibly be throwing rocks and hiding his hand for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe Maul is very connected in them New York streets. But I find it interesting that you get on a mic, say these things, know who people are going to look at, and then it becomes a thing like, oh, y'all are putting words in my mouth. I don't be liking shit like that. But here's what he had to say. It's kind of small. It might not be the clearest, but he says, I didn't name a single person. Stop projecting, Danny. My point is, journalism has become secondary to blind loyalty when it comes to this beef and other things. You intentionally chose to cut around when I brought up Trump as an example because it didn't fit your narrative to everyone watching. I'm not asking you to watch my content, but if you want context or the truth of the entire conversation, please go to the video. Don't let Danny chopping a favorable narrative become something that I never said. That being said, this is another example of if the shoe fits. Which by this video that you made, you feel that way about him. Then so be it. But please don't put words in my mouth. Now, Julian, the people was rooting for you, man. Some people. But this is where the buck has to stop. You literally talked about being in the same room as somebody. You're trying to refute or trying to have an objective conversation about their favorite artists and the things that they do and the things that they say. And this person is being stubborn, not listening, blindly following exactly what their favorite artist is doing. You didn't say exclusively that this is about journalism And even when you bring in Trump as an example, that holds little to no value to the conversation other than the fact that you used him as a reference point because you literally said artist. You didn't say Trump or politics. You talking about journalism and the way people talk about music. We've literally saw you for the past year sitting in that studio with Rory, Mal, and Damaris debating about Kendrick Lamar and Drake, and we've noticed multiple fits from Maul in which he cussed you out specifically along with the rest of your co-host. Okay? So we don't have to go back to your video and watch you on live for 2 hours to understand what you're talking about because you've been giving people piece by piece by piece what's been going on since you were let go from their show. Not to mention the first thing that you did when you got let go by their show was go and run to the Joe Budden community on X or Twitter, whichever you choose to call it. And you went and commiserated with the Joe Budden fans and even found yourself in conversations with Joe Budden and other members of the podcast, to which you stated, because people started pressing you and saying, why would you come here? Why would you come over here if you was if everything is still fly with you and Rory and them? And he said, well, they told me that I couldn't talk to Joe. I couldn't ever bring up Joe's name, blah, da, 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 da. So now that I'm no longer employed by them, I don't see what the big deal is with me coming over here and having a conversation and just talking and trying to clear up some things and just hearing what you guys are talking about. Right? But then people also pressed you because they said, well, you threw shots aimed at Joe Budden while you was working with them at the same time. So which side do you really sit on? Or are you just an agent of chaos? Right? To which Julian has done his best to say, hey man, I'm just a guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm moving on to podcast, doing my own solo thing. If you're interested in what's going on with me, tune in. Which is fine. You're supposed to move on. You're supposed to do other things. But let's be clear that all the interest in your podcast that exists is coming off of the fact that you're no longer with Rory and Maul, and people want to know what happened, why you're not there. Was it money? Was it personal? And people are literally foaming at the mouth, those that actually care. And they're waiting for you to give them piece by piece, because who the fuck do we know that comes to the internet with a goddamn poem? You came to us with a haiku limerick rather than just speaking with your motherfucking chest. And you wonder why your words get misconstrued because you're speaking, you know what I'm saying, in code. You're speaking in a certain way that no matter what you say, it's going to be applied to them because you're just not standing on your own shit. It is what it is, homie. For those that actually heard the clip, who did y'all think he was talking about? Take the visual out, because that was Danny putting photos there. Who could he have been talking about otherwise? The nigga went on no other pod. We've seen Maul get out of character multiple times. He just did the same shit a few days ago after this motherfucker was gone. He's still going in on Rory and Damaris' ass. He's still running their blood pressure up. Them motherfuckers stay in the goddamn CVS clinic checking their blood pressure, making sure that they healthy. You know what I'm saying? They're like, come on. So that's the story. I don't know what is going on with him. Rory has come out and literally said that that he's becoming angry with Julian as well. He's been trying to avoid his content, trying to avoid his page, his channel, and everything. You know, he denies that their split was for financial reasons. They literally announced a whole new deal just about a week ago. So clearly the money isn't the issue with their podcast, because some kind of way they keep signing new deals. So I guess the sponsors, you know, they're a Prize Picks show as well. Prize Picks is going around snatching up a lot of podcasts, doing ads and stuff like that. And I guess they're paying handsomely as well. So
maybe Rory's telling the truth. Maybe it wasn't financial. Maybe they just wanted to get him the fuck out the room. You know, maybe some of those Drake conversations, Julian was being a little bit too sensible for what was going on, and maybe they're getting tired of the Maul outbursts. So they had to get rid of at least one person to try to minimize it. I don't know. But I do find it very disingenuous that you've been talking about this situation for weeks, and it seems that the only person who has not given you any words of encouragement or anything positive since you left would be Maul. You're talking about feeling undervalued in your previous position. You're talking about fucking idiots that don't listen, don't receive information, and want to just roll with their favorite artist by any means necessary. It's clear who you're talking about. Just stand on what you said and be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? The truth shall set you free, or take your ass on and stop talking about it. Get it off, you know what I'm saying? Get it off the muscle of your own shit. Build your audience without, you know what I'm saying, trying to give them a little piece of the nugget every episode. How about that part? If you don't want nobody to talk about it. But let me know what y'all think of this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share the video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become an insider. I'll catch y'all on the next one. All right? Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross some out, came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no gunner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.